More than 30 people have been injured, 2 of them seriously, in what's suspected to have been a gas explosion on the Wirral. The blast caused extensive damage and it could be several days before people who live in the area can return to their homes. Lindsay Smith reports from the scene.
The scale of the devastation shows just how powerful the explosion was. One of the 3 businesses that stood here was a dance studio. Just an hour before, it had been full of children. The blast was heard 6 miles away. This sound of the building blowing up was captured by a car's dashboard camera. 33 people were taken to hospital.
There's a multitude of injuries that have happened, but the 2 patients that have gone through to the major trauma unit at Aintree, they have significant injuries.
Within one of the damaged homes, Christine Pickup had been babysitting her grandchildren.
I don't know how we walked out of there. I think the children, because the bed is slightly higher than the low windows in these old houses, the blast lifted the mattress up and threw it over the top of the children, because they said they felt things hitting them, but they weren't bruised or sore, and I think the mattress just saved them with the masonry.
Police are now leading an investigation. A number of local people say they smelt gas yesterday and on Friday. National Grid engineers are at the scene and say they have found no faults so far. With the scale of damage here, many residents will spend at least another night out of their homes. Well, the community here say they are shocked by the events of the last 24 hours, but it will be some time before their quiet residential area is back to normal. Not only does the rubble from the damaged building have to be removed, but beyond that there are homes who simply have no windows or doors because they were blown out by the force of the blast. That means there are going to be people here who are displaced for some time to come. Lindsay Smith, BBC News, the Wirral.
Good evening. It's emerged National Grid were called out to the scene of Wirral's suspected gas explosion the day before the blast. Although no trace of gas was found by its engineers, they say they'd received several other reports of a gas smell from across the wider area in New Ferry. 2 people are seriously ill in hospital tonight. More than 30 others have been injured. As Kevin Fitzpatrick reports.
The site of a dance school in New Ferry, now a scene of devastation. At 9:15 last night, an explosion destroyed the building and caused several others nearby to collapse. Thankfully, there was no one inside the dance school at the time, but a Chinese restaurant across the road was packed with customers.
And the next minute, pitch black, boom, boom, and all lights were out, debris everywhere. People got under the tables, screaming, shouting, just horrendous, hysterical. It was
suspended ceiling caved in, there's walls which had just come down, windows
screaming.
shattered everywhere, loads of people screaming everywhere. Everyone was trying to push everyone away from it because we didn't know if it was going to explode again.
Move away, move away.
Yeah. You can get a sense for how strong this blast was when you see that full bricks have rained down on this car park more than 150 metres away from the scene. More than 30 people were injured, 2 remain in a serious condition in hospital.
The police are doing an investigation. We need to let that take its course, but the council are working with other agencies to do everything we can to help those people who've been evacuated. We've arranged overnight accommodation, we've given them food and support, etc. At local church centre today. We're doing everything we can to make sure that people are looked after.
Around 50 properties were evacuated and many people came to this church, which opened its doors.
This became theoretically the hub for the whole operation, really, for all the medical teams, for the police and for the wider community to be able to meet. So we were putting on coffee and tea all evening for them, and the paramedics were using this actual room as almost like a triage centre where they were bandaging up people that were sick.
A number of people in the area report smelling gas in recent days, and the National Grid says it did respond to calls on Friday night but found no evidence of a leak. In a statement, Merseyside Police say an investigation into the cause of the blast is underway. Kevin Fitzpatrick, BBC North West Tonight, New Ferry.